And it looks like I don't understand why I'm always waiting for Facebook. That's gonna be
I refuse to wait for them. They are waiting for us.
my next book. Waiting
Yeah.
for Facebook.
Waiting for Facebook.
The other ones are okay.
Same existential themes.
Great. All right, so we're gonna go live on Facebook too, and we're gonna see how it goes. Okay. D, I believe we are up. I believe we have audio. I believe for the most part we've got stuff on all of the networks. So I'm gonna throw to you, and we are going to we're gonna start this. Ready? Here we go.
Yeah. The time is now. The time, you say? 9:30 on a Tuesday night in our most dangerous Very Dad Ideas episode yet. Tonight, we're going to talk about a movie made by a little startup company who ain't made enough money, and they're upset about it. The future of the Star Wars movies are at risk, and the future of movies themselves, who can say? Dangerous? You bet. Will we haggle it? Oh, that's a bummer. An auto bud.
How did you killed yourself on doing our opening there? I'm worried about
that.
I'm worried about your health doing the opening, Daron.
There's no problem at all.
Welcome to welcome to Very Dad Ideas. It is a Tuesday night. It's 9:30. My name is Nye, and the guy over there is Daron.
I'm Daron.
And our backgrounds again are not working.
No, they're not working.
I don't understand why, but our audio does seem to be, at least to the most part.
We're fully audio-aided. We've got audio.
Yeah. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It's been I've had the good fortune of my youngest son is now in daycare for the last 4 days, and it's going really well. And I'm starting to acquire my day back.
Wow,
very nice.
That sounds really awesome. Like you, aside from the cough, you seem fairly relaxed.
No, I wouldn't worry about that. That's this is just all rye whiskey right here. This will take.
All right, tonight, D, we're going to do episode 26.
We're at 26 episodes in on this.
You know, it is what it is. Let's.
That is.
Maybe we'll do a little fireworks on that.
Yeah, there you go. Ba-ra-ta-ta-ta.
Right.
Or as I like to say in Teen Titans Go, if you know what I'm talking about with the Tooth Fairy, it's ba-ra-ta-ta-ta.
That is a reference that I do not know yet, but
yeah, you got it.
The future Nye will think you're hilarious. So
maybe. I think I also fucked it up though. I don't think I actually got
it. So tonight I'm going to ruin Solo for you. So if you
he's ruining Solo for me, folks. Can you believe? I just refused to see this goddamn movie for 2 weeks, and not only that, but Disney's not going to make any more Star Wars movies because I didn't fucking go see it.
No Star Wars. Anyways, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to ruin Solo for you. And then we're going to go and talk about movie theaters because both you and I feel like movie theaters are just kind of fucked. Or at least they're going to evolve, right? I mean,
they're going to have to evolve into something. I mean, we've all had some different experiences in movie theaters, and we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Just like how the game keeps sort of there's the second run movie theaters, and then you've got these sort of higher end ones where you
you kick back and they serve you beer and whatever it is and
But all right. So if you're gonna ruin Solo for me, man, go on, dig in there. I don't.
Okay.
What happens in Solo?
Okay, so you got to know that I am the most I don't know. Should I go solo on this if I'm gonna talk about
get
this?
in there. Yeah, if you're gonna go solo, you gotta.
All right. So our opening segment tonight is where I ruin Solo for Daron. And
Starscream's giving you the finger. I just so you know that.
He kind of picks my nose.
Sort of, he is sort of getting right in there. It's a good one.
If anybody wants to say anything, our chat is open and ready.
Yeah, we're up here.
Yeah. So Solo, I thought was actually awesome, dude. I thought it was great. And so you spend the first 10 minutes looking at this kid, and you're like, "That's not Harrison Ford." But then once you get past that, I actually really, really liked it a lot. And I think a lot of it had to come from the fact that I have hated every single Star Wars movie since the old ones, right, that have come out. The new ones that have come out or whatever. And even the, what was the one that came out with, what's his name? The Rogue One. I thought that was okay. It was pretty good. Like there was some interesting stuff about it, but like
Yeah.
it was just sort of whatever. This one I actually liked, and I think I've spent a lot of time thinking about that. And the reason I like about it is that it is, like smugglers and pirates and cantinas with aliens.
It's a heist movie, right?
It's a heist movie, and as a result, it's like it's much more interesting to me than princesses and Jedis and whatnot. And so,
I absolutely love a heist movie. That's sort of why I wanted to see the movie. Like I was bummed that I couldn't see Solo, but like heist movies, great. And I think it was my criticism, if I had one at all, would just be like, why even do it about Solo? Why hang all of the rest of these?
Because you need
movies?
something, you need a character, you need a centralized point. I also feel like Chewbacca and Solo, the relationship was great, and I thought that Donald Glover absolutely stole the show. And Ron Howard knows how to set things up, and like there's little things that are here and little looks that are there, and he harkens back. I mean, the guy.
Yeah, he's dropping Easter eggs the entire time the movie. Not Easter eggs, but he's dropping little throwbacks.
He's just directing it well.
Places,
and then what's her name? Kennedy. She was like the classic producer from the back in the day, and the Kasdan guys. It just had the classic sort of vibe to it. And I think what happened was that we got so burned out on the crap that was just being shoveled to us, and Disney's sort of steamrolling machine that was like Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. Had this been anything that was set up before with other, like just brought into the franchise, I think.
Well, it's a little nuts, right? We're all just like reeling from The Last Jedi, and they're like,
which was kind of garbage, right? I mean, it really was garbage. So here's the thing that is, I find it interesting that I actually really liked a movie that no one else liked. Apparently it's a failure, and this is now what the end of the Star Wars like overreaction coming from the Disney point of view, right?
It's weird. The Star Wars universe, as it is in politics, it's like the far sides of these opinions are the ones that like carry the day, like they're the ones that people are watching. I'm sort of very much in the camp of let's just have more of these fucking movies, because why the fuck not? Otherwise, how are you going to get me out to the movie theaters? I'm saying Star Wars movies are absolutely necessary. Any sustained interest in going to see a big screen movie. I mean, Rick and Morty's great too, but
yeah, I mean,
I'd do it just for Donald Glover and that eyebrow, man. That's good stuff. And I don't know, I just didn't need it to be about Han Solo. I thought the movie could have been fine. You just pop him right out of there, and it's just Chewbacca fucking around with a bunch of these people.
I don't know, man. I really liked the Millennium Falcon. I really liked what they did. I think the thing is like it's kind of like what's it? Indiana Jones has a legend. He's got a whip, and he has a thing, and he does like the kind of way to. And I feel like the Legend of Han Solo has elements to it that were executed well, and like the legend of how he met Chewbacca and the Millennium Falcon and all that sort of stuff. I really actually just enjoyed the movie. I thought for the most part it was fairly well acted. I hate what's her name from Game of Thrones, but like the rest of it was great.
Yeah.
I would absolutely say this is like my favorite of the new dog shit that has come out, which, you can take it as you want or whatever, but like this is, my feeling is it was really excellent. So this brings up the point that I went to go see a movie by myself, where I got to sit in a theater where I was in a giant like retractable seat, and like someone brought me a beer, and it was like this crazy. And I feel like movies have completely evolved into this ride. Right? I mean, we're going on a ride. We're not actually watching a movie anymore, are we?
Well, this is very interesting, because that all sort of stems from different experiences that you and I have both had. Like I bartended at some of these fancier movie theaters, and then you've done some animating for things that are trying to be, yes, it's a movie sort of, but it's also like it's a ride.
But it's also like it's a franchise. It's not. I mean, when was the last time you actually saw a Like
movie in the theater that was sort of a standalone by itself.
Yeah, it was a standalone.
Not attached to anything. Yeah.
I mean, because like, did it used to be? It used to be that, you know, you're a movie studio, you find a script, then you find a director, and then you find an actor, and then you like do the thing, and you make the thing, and you whatever. But now, like, because of the marketing and the whatever it is, or maybe just the attention economy, everything is franchise based. Everything is like, the market shows that these people want to see another Avengers subset of a whatever and this and that. I mean, it's all
well, on the scripts, I mean, couldn't you take a script and like just sort of retcon it into a Star Wars movie or a Star Trek movie or something like that? You just take the characters and you just, you know, do a
But here's the
search
thing.
or
I don't
replace
even
for
think
names
there's
for
scripts anymore. I think it's just like they identify the movie. I mean, I've been on productions, I'm not going to name which ones they were, that were just
Of
like,
course not.
we're doing a 2 or a 3 movie and we've okayed the stars on that. We don't even have a script. And so we're just going to make the first sequence, the middle act sequence, and the final sequence, and we're going to design it all, and we're going to previs it all, and set all the cameras and whatever, and we're just going to hope to God that everything stitches through. But here's the thing, is that, does anyone really care that there's a plot? I mean...
Right. I mean, that's a really good question. Do people really care if there's a plot? I think if you ask anybody, their knee-jerk reaction is yes. I think people just know that they're supposed to want that.
Or maybe American markets do. I mean, maybe it's you're getting to a point where in China, all they want is like the action to hit as soon, like the CGI and the big stuff.
Yeah, right from the beginning. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think it's an interesting conversation because I think for the most part, most of the people that I know what they want when they go to see a movie. I mean, if you go and take a film school or a film school class, like if you went and sat through one of those, they're going to give you the arc of the reluctant hero. You know, it's got to be Han Solo's story as it is Ant-Man's story as it is Spider-Man's story. It's that, you know, by the end of the thing, they're better for the journey, you know, but it's like hard. There's a moment where it's the worst, you know.
Right, but it's now becoming fairly formulaic, right? You've got
I mean, that's the form.
structure, right? There's a formula,
but I think everybody knows. So that's our idea of plot, right? That's what we think of as plot, is that story,
right? Do you think we're moving into this place where these franchises are kind of like becoming television? It's kind of like movies. You know, there's so much content that's being created that now movies are kind of becoming sort of like episodic, the way television was before, right?
I think a lot of times scripts right now, especially right now, are getting, if anybody's got any interest, it gets upcycled into, you know, if it was an hour and 27 minutes, it's like, can you make this into, you know, 8 episodes of 45 or something like that? You know, because if you can, maybe you can do another season of it.
Right. Right. I mean, do you think that this content is going to be packaged more? I mean, this is
I think movies are going to have. They're like, they'll be an original, like you said, it's going to be a ride. You're going to go in and it's going to be like you are watching, or sometimes like on, you know, The Rock's back while Dwayne Johnson hits something, and like, you know, like you're going to, if they're going to do Friday Night Lights, the movie, like you're going to be in the helmet, you know. And
so you're just talking about the immersive experience is going to become more
just
VR. It's going to be more and more and more to make it more like a ride. Like you go and you like log in and in the theater with your friends for this big experience. That's going to be less and less about this episodic kind of like content or going to see the movie, but we're just kind of like this immersive thing. You go out for the exquisite immersive experience, where most of the stuff that we're getting is just being streamed based on the Netflix that we have. Or
what do you know about the Oculus thing and the whole VR thing? Like, what are people saying? Like, do people really think that people are going to just sit around with those things on their heads?
I mean,
they're putting a lot of money.
Let me bring this up to you. In like 2000, if I had said that everybody's going to be walking around with a phone going, bleh, 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 like, would you like?
I would have believed that. Because remember, like when we were in college, there was the failed Palm Pilot. Remember that? Or is the Newberry or the Newman or the, you know,
or the little chocolate bar phones and whatever that you could.
But no, it was like one of Apple's first products. It was like this failed fucking iPod. It was called the Newman or the Noonan, some shit.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, like it's a
Newton. It was the Newton.
The Newton. Right. Another thing failed. Yeah, the days before Steve Jobs wrangled them back.
You know, it's just it was this massive sort of like unwieldy thing that I guess you'd slam into a briefcase, but it was sort of like the first digital.
Right.
And I just felt like, of course, and then I was doing for a while. I was doing a lot of industrials, like in the early 2000s, and I remember doing an industrial for a company that I won't name, but like they had predicted this. Except they thought the phones were going to be like this big.
Yeah,
phones are going to be this big, and then you were just going to be able to sort of sling that media wirelessly.
You could extrapolate the same kind of philosophy to the headsets, right? And like some people are saying, the Oculus Go, the new Fabric one, or whatever, it's a lower price point and whatever. I mean,
well, the Fabric one I actually buy because that way it's not a lot of weight on you.
It's like $200, right? So, but the question is like, are we going to be watching all of our? There's going to be some way that we're going to be interacting with our content on a different way, and I think there's still going to be an opportunity for going out to the theater. But what it exists right now is becoming just like more and more super corporate ride experience versus like
where it's just going to be, you know, it's just all of it's going to be tailor made to making the most money and not
to anything good. Yeah.
No edge and pretty much homogenized and sort of vanilla faced.
Well, this was exciting and uplifting.
Oh my God! How did we do it? How did we take a big dump on it? I don't know. I used to work at this one place where we made like $16 drinks, and like ninja servers would bring them down the aisles to you. And,
right.
You know, like you would go. I mean, going to see a movie is expensive enough, right? Like you would go, and it would be. If you just went now, it's like $10 or $12 and then you buy corn or a soda or a slushie or something like that. But you could really rack up some shit going in here because they had, the drinks were $16, so the food was like.
Yeah, but also like even the line, there's like the executive line, and then there's the regular line, and then there's like, I mean, they have so many little types of things, and then it's like, buy a pack of like 3 movies a week for $18 and you get to whatever.
Oh yeah, Movie Pass, right? Movie Pass just went tits up too, because they.
I mean, they're just trying so hard to do anything to bring you into this experience. They're just like pushing more and more and more because they're just getting completely undermined by.
Well, you can buy a 70-inch TV. You can buy like a pretty cheap one.
And most of the content, is on Netflix or on HBO or whatever it is going to be, right? I mean, so here we are, and like also. People like us are just going to be starting to stream as much content and whatever. So there's just going to be this like crazy shakeout of what content is going to be. So
just the difference between in the early 2000s when Netflix was just the DVDs.
Yeah. Well, let's call your buddy up here, D.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and we're going to try a special new segment on Very Dad Ideas tonight where we have a friend coming in and we're going to interview him. But in the meantime, let's take a break and listen to some Jen Cass Remington.
Remington.
And
we got some good stuff.
And we are going to be back in just a little bit. All right.
Just a little bit, guys.
So great. So Jen, thanks.
It's raining. It's in Reykjavik.
Jen, thanks for the music. You're probably the only person watching right now. You can find more with Jen's music at HeyDog, HeyDogg.com. And the backgrounds are still not working tonight, Daron. Don't know why. Okay.
They're upset. They're upset with the state of movies today.
So, so if Jen, you're on, can we have a topic that you're
For the live draw.
well, it's actually not the live draw. We have a special interview we're going to do tonight.
We do have a special interview tonight that we are fortunate enough to have gone all the
way to Cybertron, where tonight we are going to, let's do a nice little wipe. We're going to do to our friend Shockwave. I'd like to welcome Shockwave to the show. Shockwave, thank you for coming on Very Dad Ideas. It's nice to have you.
It's not a problem. You guys did way to Cybertron. I work on the space bridge, and it exists in between both of those places. But that's neither here nor there, my good man. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming on the show. This is it's really nice to expand our repertoire and see what we got.
I really think it's been a long time coming. It's good to be here, and I'm just so thrilled. I have an old friend. His name is Megatron.
Yes. Good.
And I recently read a tweet online.
Megatron has a Twitter account. Is that right?
It wasn't from Megatron, my friend. It was from Optimus Prime, and he tweeted that
Optimus Prime has a Twitter account.
Megatron must be stopped was the tweet.
I see.
And I did a little bit of I did a Google on him, this Optimus Prime, and apparently he has limitless funds. He can spend anything he wants.
So Optimus Prime is not only active on Twitter, he's also...
No matter the cost, he said, he will spend all of his funds to stop Megatron.
Yeah, I see. And what do you think his chances are of stopping Megatron, Shockwave?
He does not care about the cost, man. I can't tell you. I fear because he's an old pal, and he's getting up there.
Yeah.
And he could be stopped, he might be, at some point, someone could get him. You throw up a crosswalk there, or maybe an old granny in front of him, he would stop. And help the granny, he would then continue moving. You realize I'm holding a gun of myself.
That's true, you are. What is the weather like on Cybertron, Shockwave? I mean, every time I see it, I don't see like an atmosphere or anything like that. It just seems like it's a sort of a spacey sort of planet.
It's a dry heat. It's a dry heat, but it's also cold at night. I like to cuddle up with, my Shocktacon skin bedding, and I will. I'll just zap out at like 7:30, because it's so cool, And the burning suns, I can't even tell you how many there are because I only have the one eye, but it just and then the little robot, deadly robot pigeons that will sort of make noises in the morning to wake you because as a technical being, I usually just set my alarm on myself, but I like to listen to the mechanical birds.
Birds. Well, you're so informative, and it's just a huge pleasure.
People say I go on and on and on and never come to a point.
That's true, but you're an expert in many things, and I think we should have you back on the show to.
Back on track. Back on track.
I mean, absolutely, you should be on the show for consulting purposes when we hit really major problems that we need to discuss. So I think it would be great if you.
I want to make another point is that a lot of people don't know it, but it's not actually Shockwave. The pronunciation is a little more Euro. It's Shockwave.
Shockwave.
I'm Shockwave.
Is that the side?
That's just to remove any hint of legality.
I see.
My likeness, Shockwave.
I mean, I think we're pretty much screwed already on this show in terms of legality.
Totally hosed!
Right, so we're going to move on to a live draw. Thank you very much, Shockwave, for being on the show.
I'll be here if you need me. Good war button.
Of course, yes. So let's go back to our main screen. Daron, you would not believe it. Shockwave was just on the show just a moment ago. And
Shockwave.
Shockwave, or Shockwave.
Shockwave.
Shockwave. He was.
Oh yeah, no, that's the urine pronunciation. Urine, no, euro. Ha. There's not enough rye in this cup.
And if that wasn't just an absolute blast, let's move on to our live draw for tonight.
So what are we gonna live draw tonight? Well, I'm anxious. I have a little anxiety about it.
I don't even know.
What can we possibly draw tonight?
Well, we were talking a little bit about movie theaters, right? So maybe we can talk a little bit about the future of what movies are actually going to be about. So.
Did you ever see the movie Kentucky Fried Movie?
I did see that movie. I mean, I'm almost like embarrassed that I know what you're talking about, but it was pretty excellent.
I feel like there's a whole.
Oh wait a minute! Did I see? Maybe I saw Amazon Women on the Moon. Is that like the same kind of genre?
Well, no, because Kentucky Fried Movie's a lot of different sketches and bits in it.
But so
Amazon Women on the Moon isn't that just one story?
No, it's like multiple stories. It's kind of like multiple bits. I'm pretty sure.
Then I need to see Amazon Women on the Moon.
Yeah.
But Kentucky Fried Movie had the feel around. And you were just like sitting and there was just like an usher behind you sort of grabbing on you and smacking you around a bit.
Oh, really? Yeah.
You know. Running your hands through your hair and stuff. It was, it's funny at the time. But I mean, I feel like maybe we're gonna get pretty close to that.
Yeah, I mean, so here's your like popcorn holder. And then your
gotta have that corn.
And then like your drink is sort of like pumped directly into
into your mouth. And there's it's got like a VIP cushion. Yeah, the place I worked at, they gave you a blanket if you wanted one. And I was just like, dude, who is laundering these blankets?
Yeah. Oh, gross.
Because just seriously, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. I also the other thing that really kind of gets me about, I mean, I don't really go to the movies all that often, which is just because I have kids. But what I found was interesting was also there were dudes next door that. Maybe every 3 minutes we're checking their phone. It was just
I know, with
like shafts of light, just and despite the fact that the movie was just don't answer your phone, right? And they're like, oh, right, and they just keep going,
and they're like, that doesn't mean me. I've got to.
No, that doesn't.
These people have got to know that I like their tweet. Otherwise, how are they going to know?
How are they going to? Well, I mean, yeah, I just think it's that the attention. It doesn't matter how much spectacularness you're adding to
people are going to be at their phones.
People are going to be at their phone. I just think that we've reached a level of saturation for attentionness, and so
or just the whole Google ability of anything.
Yeah. I don't know why, if I've got an Oculus on my head, I'm putting light rays from the screen here, but
I wouldn't worry about that.
I mean, it's up to you. Do you want an Oculus?
That's special sci-fi walls that it comes with. It's cross hatching, just like the cross hatching for that very comfortable chair.
You like this cross hatching?
There it is.
It makes me a legitimate cartoonist, I think.
That's how you know it's cartoon. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not body hair coming off of him. That's shading. Yeah, man. I think the thing is, it's we're all trying to make a '57 Chevy be a Tesla, and movie theaters are maybe just not gonna survive in the iteration that they're in. Much like many industries, it's gonna have to become something else.
So we were talking about this a little bit. Do you think this is just because we've become old, or it's because?
Yep, I absolutely think it's.
So this is your ongoing theory that we've just reached a level that we think everything is bad, but it actually isn't. It is not bad. It's just.
I'm trying to draw hope from that now.
That's a very interesting, theory to kind of extrapolate that
no matter what, right? That stuff is sort of this is why my parents felt old when they were they had little kids and they were in they were a little bit younger than we are. But
school shootings and AI and environmental disaster is not. It's just
well, I mean, it's not like it didn't take a step back. It took a step forward. The whole thing, the whole time, right? I mean, since Columbine, dude. I mean, right? I mean, if we're doing school shootings, I mean, since Columbine, it's not like any of them got worse.
Yeah.
There have been plenty of school shootings that weren't the worst one yet. you know, the ones that we can pick out in our recent history or memory, even if we can, you know, like are the ones where the body count is ridiculous. But I mean, it started somewhere. You know, like. So my point is that like it's just like it's getting ramped up, but like there's some part of it that I'm trying to like, you know, sort of think that it's just part of getting old is that like things get scarier and scarier.
So there's this guy Steven Pinker, and he's kind of like a a Harvard professor or something like that, or liberal whatever. Is it Enlightenment Now or something? Maybe it's Enlightenment Now. Yeah, so a case for reason, science, humanism, and progress. So I've been hearing this guy talk about it, and he's basically like, it's actually not true. The whole world is doing really, really well. Everything is actually really good. Look at the numbers. The numbers show that everything... And I don't know, maybe I should try to read it. Maybe it'll make me feel better, but like I'm not of that mindset sometimes.
Well, no, I mean, it's sort of it's something you got to work on, I think. And I'm not sure that, you know, like, again, it's sort of hard to make a case that everyone needs to make a case to work for it. I mean, maybe what we all need to do is what we feel we need, and resist or fight or negotiate or like read things or whatever keeps us engaged, right?
Yeah. Because, you only got a few times.
Because we're the old people now. We're the ones who are supposed to be in charge of this shit. We're the ones who are supposed to be, like, making sure that shit's okay for our kids, especially for us, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Have kids. Like, if you didn't have kids, you'd just be like, I don't know. I've bartended at a lot of places where, like, people are just like, what do I care? I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
That's true. You can do that if you don't have kids. You can do that all day.
As opposed to us who spend every day going, oh, man, I'm so sorry, dude. Like, my friend, I brought you into this world, and
I know. I brought you into this world, and this is just crackers, man. It's crackers right now.
So I guess this is me guessing what the future of movies will be. Is
that the thing that's going to blow you, or is that bringing you food? The drone? Will the drone fillet you?
Well, it depends if you pay it with
a
credit card or with Bitcoin or whatever the fuck we're going to use.
Yeah, well, you just toss a little ether their way.
Exactly.
It all sounds like money that's on like in a He-Man cartoon. Ethereum.
I'm Prince Adam. When I went to the bank, I used Ethereum.
They wouldn't give me. But no, Adam was always like, "Hey, some Ethereum."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whoa.
Vaguely shitty.
Right. All right. Well, let's take another quick break. We're gonna go back to our friend Jen.
Jen Remington, the one who makes it all possible.
You can find her at Hey Dog. We're going to go to her...
That's 2 G's, though, my friend. Don't go Hey Dog without 2.
No, you need to have the 2 G's.
You got to go 2. You got to go 2 in.
And we're going to be right back with a couple of recommendations. So
this is my Wonder Woman sword I stole from my son.
We'll come back for Darren's Wonder Woman sword. My God, we'll be right back. I'm gonna totally ruin it for you on this.
I don't care.
You don't know?
No. Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. Well, let's come back. All right. So I'm gonna totally ruin this for you.
Hey, no. Yeah. So does Darth Vader show up in Solo?
No Darth Vader. There is no Darth Vader in
and
Solo.
Boba Fett doesn't fucking show up.
No Boba Fett. However, Darth Maul.
Darth Maul does?
Darth Maul with robot legs shows up. There you go.
Oh,
everybody.
Thank you, because they're bringing him back around.
Spoiler
That's some straight up shit from the comics.
Dude, it is a great movie. I actually really enjoyed it. It is pretty badass. You should go and see Solo, despite Disney telling it's a complete flop and whatever,
I feel I feel like Disney needs to just calm the fuck down. You know, they went out and they bought. Thank you for putting me on a one-up because they bought everything. You know, they bought all of the fucking IPs from the 80s.
Pixar, Marvel.
Yeah, and they bought every fucking thing. And it's like, you know what? Sometimes your movie right away doesn't make $1 billion, and you have to fucking just go have a beer. Go give your people some time off. Chill the fuck out.
Right.
And
you'll sell bed sheets or whatever. Right?
Yeah, you'll sell fucking bed sheets. All of this is going to do fine. Yeah. Relax.
Yeah.
Have a sandwich. My God.
They have to get their quarterly whatever it is. So
to themselves, they're the entertainment. Like they're paying what? They just need to calm the fuck down. They bought everybody. They bought all the competition. They have everybody. So just stop acting like it fucking matters. You guys can do it. I mean, we want to see the movies. Sometimes we can't get to them when they're in the theater. Because they only give you like a couple of weeks.
Exactly.
You can see it now.
Okay, you can buy it on iTunes, right? Let's do some biz before we move on.
Yeah, get into it.
Okay, so Very Dad Ideas. You can follow us at Very Dad Ideas. You can go find us at verydadideas.com. The guy over there is Daron Jennings. You can find him at DaronJennings.net. I am at nywarburn.com, and the very talented Jen Remington is at Hey Dog.
Jen Remington.
Two G's. Actually, the only thing worth watching.
Delightful musical downloads are only a mouth click away.
So if you don't want to watch us live, which is
why would you?
You can watch us on YouTube, but you can also listen to the podcast on Buzzsprout, verydadideas.buzzsprout.com. We're also on iTunes and Spotify. So if you want to find it there, please subscribe and like there. But we do go live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Periscope, and Twitter, and then was that one Twitch? Though I have done nothing with Twitch. I think people are watching us on Twitch, but I haven't updated shit.
Is that because you told them it was about video games?
Right, exactly. I mentioned Fortnite once in the hashtag. So Very Dad Ideas was made with a variety of Adobe products. We use OBS Studio to stream. I ignore this stuff up here. We hit the networks with
that's a while ago.
With Restream.io, Voice Meter Banana, and Darren and I chat during Discord. We do this every Tuesday night at 9:30.
Every Tuesday night?
For the most part. We've had a couple of...
did it, yeah, there's been a couple.
Right. So...
Don't judge. Don't judge. You've done it yourself.
Exactly.
You, the one home listener.
One listener. So... This is our time where we do recommendations. So, D, what do you got in terms of a recommendation? I look forward to what you got.
There is there was a massive summer Steam sale on Steam.
Okay.
When I say Steam sale, I mean but this game wasn't on Steam, and it's a Midweek Madness on sale right now. And I just picked it up tonight, and I'm sort of jazzed about it.
What's it called?
It's for $5. It's called Dead Age. It's a turn-based game that sort of there you go. That's it.
Oh, it says another zombie. Dude, you are all about the zombie games. I just cannot do zombie games at this. I mean...
Well, what I like about them is this is it's sort of a Final Fantasy, sort of a turn.
Oh, yeah. So you go in and then
So it's really just about the combat mechanic that I think is kind of fun.
Yeah, but you love, I think... I've seen you.
I do love zombies. I think they're entertaining. I'm a little, but not like I don't watch The Walking Dead or any of that stuff.
Did you ever play Undead Nightmare and Red Dead Redemption?
No, I've never fucking played Red Dead Redemption because they never made a version for PC. Apparently, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to come out on PC though.
Okay, well, I mean, first of all, Red Dead Redemption is an amazing game, and
I know it is, and I've always been pissed that I can't play it.
Right, you've seen me play it, right? I think I was.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, we used to just roll back there after beers and watch a little Red Dead.
Yeah, but the Undead Nightmare couldn't do it. I'm not a zombie guy, but if you're
what's their Undead Nightmare like? What is it? Just they turn everybody dead?
Yeah, I mean, as a whole, there's a zombie plague, and all the people that that you've worked with, all the characters that you've interacted with before, there's a whole nother story, and there's a lot of shooting with zombies, but they're coming at you as zombies as opposed to what it was before. It's also creepy and whatnot, But this looks pretty cool. It's like a Final Fantasy, like turn-based
And
combat.
it's $5. It's $5. You know, it's not going to break the bank. Like this,
Right.
this is the kind of gaming that I can.
That you can, like,
Especially
yeah.
I bought Frostpunk for like $30. Which was crazy, but
And depressed you, but
in a beautiful way. It was just a gorgeous game. I have a feeling that this might be fun for as a little. What do you have a recommendation?
I do have a little bit of a recommendation. I had a challenging week a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, man.
I was trying to figure out. I'm trying to at a point now where I'm trying to figure out what to do with my life. So I've been like going through some of the books on my shelf, and I've been doing a bunch of philosophy and whatever. And I came across a book that I've had for a long time that I've revisited that has been really inspiring to me, and that is about Banksy. Have you ever seen Banksy stuff? So this is his book, Wall and Peace. The guy is just a freaking genius, and
Yeah.
there's a number of quotes in here. One in particular I'm going to read because I feel like it's a very inspiring quote. It says, "A lot of people never use their initiative because no one told them to." And you kind of get the sense that really the reason why Banksy is who he is just because he goes out and he like just fucks with people. He just does it despite it being illegal or whatever. He just goes and does the thing because he has, and I find it very inspiring, especially now when I'm trying to figure out, okay, what am I do now or whatever. And
Yeah, man.
like to kind of go through an artist that you respect and think, you know what, just fucking show up, press the stream, draw the thing, do the whatever.
Dude, that's a great quote. That's a great quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, his work is everywhere. Banksy is probably one of the our greatest. But there's a lot of great stories in this book about him in the early days when he was trying to figure out how to be a graffiti artist. He almost got nicked a couple of times, and so he did all this whole stencil thing. It was all about practicality. So, I mean, now it kind of just seems a little like, what's the word? Standard. Like, it looks like standard graffiti, but we have to remember that this is the guy that kind of invented it, or really pushed the art form to a whole nother level. So I felt it was a great, inspiring thing, and kind of a pickup that I needed right now. And so I thought I would pass it on as my recommendation this week.
That is a really great recommendation.
So,
it sort of seems my like bargain basement video games seem cheap and tawdry.
no, but cheap and tawdry zombie games are all about what.
No,
you have to
that's
survive,
my game
right?
though. That's I'm good at. Yeah.
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 Are you still
I know,
playing
that's sort of what I
Frostpunk?
like about it.
Are you playing Frostpunk?
I
Or
play a little bit every once in a while. I'm trying not to play any video games right now just because I have like my days open right now, like crazy wide open. So I'm trying to get shit done around here.
Yeah.
And if I fall down a video game hole, that's bad news.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, Dee, we're gonna come back next Tuesday at 9:30. I was hoping that we could like go back into some nerdy stuff. I think it would be really great if we like found something that just allowed us to, maybe forget our problems for a little while and talk about the shit that we like to talk about.
all right, yeah. Let's think of something good.
Yeah, let's throw some ideas. So we'll be back here next week at Tuesday at 9:30. Where we do this, and please come join in on any of the networks and contribute, and let us know what you think.
Folks, we will see you bright and early at 9:30.
9:30.
Don't be late. Don't come with your
Or be a couple
some
minutes
sort of-
late, but for the most part, be here around 9:30.
Yeah, just 9:30 ish. We throw an ish on it every once in a while, but yeah. Yeah,
All
well,
right.
the commutes are light. Yeah, we're gonna go 9:30.
All right. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.